There are many secret ingredients in this world. And there are many that will make you lots of money. The first one? Yes, Coca-Cola. Do you know the secret ingredient? No. The other one? KFC. You want to know the secret ingredient? Maybe. But you know what? I know you guys don't care about these secret ingredients because what you're here to find out is about this secret ingredient. I want to know how you won all the contests in one season. She would like to know the specific things I did, the strategies I used to achieve, with a little bit of luck, what happened this season. So, I've got a bunch of ingredients here, so can I ask you to pick up the first ingredient, just show them the ingredient, and we're going to cover the first topic. What is it going to be? So, can you just put this on here? We're going to be covering what I did in every single, contest. Now, for me to grab a little bit of an idea of the geographic of who's who in this room, put your hand up if you are a Toastmasters. Everyone bar one or two. Everybody, you're Toastmasters yet? No. Okay, don't worry. Go on, the lady behind you. Who here have competed in a contest? Whom here have competed in a table topics contest? I won't choose you. Right. Can I borrow you again? Now, in table topics, I'm going to show you the ingredients I did, what I deployed to win this. What's the first one? Okay, get stuck in. Let's just stick this on and up here. So get stuck in effectively means when you are given something to, given a topic, given a question, one thing that I would like you all to do is literally get stuck in. How can you get stuck in a speech? Anyone? Jessica, how do you get stuck in a speech?
Always. Always.
Always?
Oh, I always get stuck in a speech.
Get stuck in. Okay, we get stuck in. Literally get stuck in. Okay. Let me just do a little demo. So get stuck in effectively means when you're given a speech, a lot of us would preamble. If I was giving you give me a topic. Any topic.
You a topic.
Yeah.
COVID.
COVID. Okay. COVID. I think it's not that good. We've all been through COVID, and it's taken a lot of time in our lives. That's what I mean by preamble. There's no value in it. So when we get stuck in, one way to get stuck in is bring a story in. Okay? So when you say COVID, I got COVID last week, no. A lot of my friends got COVID last week. And they called me up, Chih, can you deliver me? Food Panda. Do I look black and white to you? No. So one way is to get stuck in by giving a story, or the other one could be state the problem. What you're experiencing, COVID. COVID has affected the world and the community in a big way. It's taken people from our lives, it's taken time away from our children. That's stating. That's what I mean by getting stuck in. The problem or the story. Injecting that on the word go. What's the next ingredient, sir? Okay, here you go. The next one's role play. So role play is very, very valuable. What do you think role play is valuable?
Oh, yeah. If you're presenting in some way, some sort of role playing, I think it's easier to present, to get contact with the audience. Yeah.
What about and yourself? What do you think? Why do you think role play is so valuable?
Because it gets people into the story in a more realistic way.
Yes. I use role play because in a 2-minute speech, you want to drum up as much emotion as you can possibly achieve. Role play is another way to get stuck in. So if I was given the same topic from, actually give me another topic. Francis, give me a topic. Anything, one word. Huh?
Learning.
Learning. Learning. Learning. Okay. Chih, learning, Chih. Another course? Why is this so hard? I give up! As an example. Okay? All I've done is just exaggerated what it could feel like when you're learning, or in my case. So role play, if you get stuck in with role play, it will build up that energy. And as audiences of your speech, the judges in this case, they will feel you straight away. In a 2-minute speech, I guarantee you the audience will not remember what you have said. It's true. After listening to the first 6 or 7 speakers, their willpower to listen to you, they just want to jump out the window or wish their internet connection died. But if, on the off start, you injected that energy, the audience, the judges, will want to listen to you for a little bit longer. Okay? So that's the second point. Last one.
Now, what?
What does it say?
For me, for you.
Okay. Thank you. Now, as with any speech, for one that is so short, like 2 to 2.5 minutes, you gotta have some message. So this is the trick I use. If those who've seen me or competed with me, you'll see there's a pattern to what I do. So I will get stuck in, do my role play, get you all excited, and finally, when I see the time goes to about 1.5 minutes, I immediately say this. For me, what I learned about COVID is that time is precious. Time is the only value, is the only currency that we need to conserve. For you, remember to conserve time and spend time with your loved ones. That's it. By basically shouting this out, I have no choice but to find a message. And that's the trick. You force it. You know you have to give a message. The audience needs it. By reflecting it to me first, all I do is then take the same mirror and I show it back to the audience and I repeat. Okay? But these are the 3 things I've done. I'm not going to just have you stand there and look pretty, which you do. I'm going to give you the same table topic I got for the district final. And I would like you to try your best to use these 3 tips in order to answer this. Okay? And I'm going to start all the way back here. So, Eric, well, Day 1. Day 1, Eric won.
Day 1, this is the topic today. What do you think about this? For me, I remember day 1 when I started to join Toastmasters. I remember the first meeting. The first meeting, I was asked to come up on the stage to say a topic. I really stand in the center of the stage in 1 minute of silence. Because for me, as a man and also a technical guy, as an engineer, I always try to solve the problem, answer the problem. I think about table budget is a question I need to solve. But the question I still remember that topic is big global warming or that kind of big topics for question in the world. How can I solve that in 1 minute? No way. But I try. But at that moment, no phone, no computer, how can I try? So I stand. I still remember that is my one day in Toastmasters. But luckily, for me, I didn't give up. I continued to come back on this Hong Kong Achiever Toastmaster Club, and I listened to others, and then found out, don't worry too much. Within 2 minutes, no one care about what you say. You just care about a guy in front of you suffering, and then you're happy. So enjoy Toastmaster. One day, you will be like me, and then you will enjoy, and then have a happy life in Hong Kong Achiever Street.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We're not done yet. I need one more. Who would love to do a table topic with me? And I'll give you another topic that came from the championship, from one of the finals. I'm going to pick a lady. Alice. We'll give it a go. Yeah! Same thing. Try your best to stick to these 3 points. Get stuck in, role play, and in order to force the message from me for you. The other topic I got in one of the contests, I think it was last year's finals. Alice, black and white. Black and white. Alice.
What's the worst case to get stuck like this moment? Not mention about you out present a great workshop. But also, Eric demonstrates a perfect, or nearly perfect table topic speech. And to be honest, although I joined Achievers for a long time, I haven't got any trophy except the Mandarin one. And for me, I really think that that's really tough to do it. For the black and white, I will mention that if they are the right, I'm probably the black pawn in these sessions. So I can see just stand here, just like lighthouse. I would say that to point out that even you are not good in public speaking, you still can enjoy the meeting, still in the member and learn something that with it. And for me, I would say that although I'm still not a good speaker, I have my talent. And one of my friends always encourage me, just like I like to encourage you all, that you have so much talent. If not speech, maybe leadership. Thank you.
Part one. You guys still hungry?
Yes!
Are you guys still hungry?
Yes!
I need someone to help me. Lady this time. I'm going to rearrange this a little. Wait. So I'd like you to pick up some flour. So we had some eggs earlier on, and just keep that for yourself. So what's the next cuisine we're baking up? Behind us. Really? Yes! Thank you. So I know the reason I picked you is I know this comes close to your heart. So my question here is, who here has competed in evaluation speech? Put your hand up. Okay, I won't pick you. In evaluation speech, the first ingredient that I focus on is this one. So can you help me with this one?
Know the obvious.
You know the obvious. So when we are evaluating anyone, what kind of things do you focus on? Jennifer, based on your experience, what kind of big ticket items do you look at?
The message?
Yep, just right message. Yep, right message. What else? Shut out. What else? What do you guys focus on when you're evaluating? Just shut it out.
Delivery.
Delivery, okay, keep going.
The content.
Yeah, keep going.
Humor.
I'll give you 30 seconds. Keep dishing it to Jennifer.
Supporting the speaker.
Yeah, being motivational, yeah, I agree. Anything else? Irene, what do you evaluate on?
The structure.
Structure, yeah. And Lawrence, what do you evaluate on? What could you evaluate on?
Regarding on the vocal variety,
Yep.
body language,
Vocal variety, body. First,
eye contact,
eye contact, yeah. What else? One more. What else is there?
engagement.
Okay, we'll take that last one. I'm so sorry. I'm going to end up wiping some of your work. In your view, which of these are too obvious in a competition that you evaluate? Which one of these would be too obvious? Something that you think, you know what, everybody's going to try and talk about that. One of them is going to be, could be time. Time, sometimes. Oh, he spoke too long, he didn't speak enough. What would you, in your view, what would you scrub out? What would be too obvious? Pick two.
Pick two. I think usually require time.
Yep.
Because it's time given job.
Yep. What else? What else is too obvious to try and comment on?
Maybe structure is most of the speakers will comment on.
Okay. Take that out for now. Okay. So which of these three, which one of these do you think is a definite must include?
This one I suggest, so I
Message.
will include.
Okay. What else? What's your top three?
Engagement, I also talk about that.
Engagement. Yep.
For these strings, I think it can be put together, depends on the delivery skill level of the speaker.
Okay. Let's take which one? Pick one.
I will also mention about whether it is uplifting or not.
Okay. Great. Thank you. So stay with me. The ones that I chose were, that I rubbed off, structure. The second one that I focused, emotion. The third I chose was story. Now, what I did in order to, as my strategy is, I went into the contest, I picked these three things. I told myself I must evaluate. I need to find something. In my opinion, because there's no right or wrong, because your three things could be different. I picked three things which I feel is, I think I am good enough and know a lot about in order to evaluate, and I believe no one else, or not many others, will cover. So structure, emotion, story. If we took this, eye contact, too light, body gesture, very visual, yeah, everybody can see it, vocal variety, everybody can hear it, motivation, this is good, I'll keep this one in, this is very good, message, part of the story, delivery, emotion, I'll connect that to, content, story, engagement, okay. So, what I'm trying to come up here is, you gotta pick three things that other people will find it difficult to evaluate. Story is, how can we evaluate a story, in your view?
I think whether there is a good plot in the story,
Lots, okay?
whether the characters in the story are obvious enough, well presented to the audience, and whether the story can bring up the message.
So the reason why this is so important is there's so much you can cover in here. Oh, well, did he have great body language? Was he shouting? Did he have vocal variety? Too obvious. This has there's a lot of body in here. Emotion is also very important because it's what you feel in the speech. The structure, how do you evaluate structure? What's your view, Steve? How do you evaluate structure?
A strong opening that takes people naturally through to a climax, and at the climax there's a resolution. Must have that.
Exactly. These 3 points are deep. It's going to be difficult to find. This is difficult. If this was all you focused on, this is difficult. Okay, so let's go on to the next recipe. So you can get that one from you there, please. This one here. 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule. In this circumstance, what does an 80-20 rule mean? You can publish. So, when you're evaluating, tell you one thing, no one cares. The judges don't care about the good stuff. The judges will only start to listen when you get into the constructive feedback. So why waste so much time on stuff that people don't care about? It's brutal, but it's honest. Put your hand up if you've been a judge in this room. It's okay, you know what? Put your hand up if you've judged me, then I'll answer that. So the 80-20 rule just means, how long is a evaluation speech contest? Any other takers? 3 minutes we had? That's not correct. How much time do you have? Evaluation. 3.5 minutes. You maximize. Time it. 3.5 minutes. So 3.5 minutes. Within 3.5 minutes, 20%, roughly around 40 seconds. The 40 seconds is what you can use to just talk about some of the good stuff. For example, where's Jade? Put your hand up. I can't see you. Jade, I love how you really resonated to the audience. Your voice was loud, it was exciting, and it drummed up drama with everybody. But now, I would like to tell you how you can be an even better speaker. And there you go. Literally, the good stuff doesn't need to be long. Just needs to be powerful. Just needs to be felt. Move on to the constructive feedback, the stuff that will really get you the points. And what's the third part of this ingredient? What did it say?
Energetic sandwich.
Energetic sandwich. The sandwich part is the evaluation part. That bit's meant to be obvious. The energetic part is where a lot of evaluators overlook. This is an evaluation speech. It's not an evaluation presentation. As a speech, you're here to perform. Now, the energy, how can we build energy within our sandwich? We need to start with energy and we need to end with energy, but how? So, if you can read this for me.
Nice.
You don't need to put this one up, just show this to the audience for me. This was the speech title for the evaluation that I evaluated and at the district final. This is what I did. This speech was about chess. And her name was Sheila. I said, Sheila, you showed me some great moves on the chessboard. I want to show you some great moves of my own. Not just any moves, but some Toastmaster moves. And then I moved into the evaluation. You can take the title quite easily. Try your best with using as you are going along. What can I make of this? I know this is about chess. What can I make up that will give me, that will continue with the theme, but add that little bit of energy into the speech? What I did towards the end, Same thing. After I gave the constructive feedback, I said, Sheila, with these comments, with this feedback from me, you can go and be a queen from a pawn. Done. The idea is you want to start and finish your evaluation like a normal speech. Why is this important? Why is this important? The reason is, after 7 people, if I'm a judge and I've seen 7 people or 6 people, I've lost the will to live again. It's true. There are some people who completely rely on fantastic content and the constructive feedback. That's leaving it to luck. If the judge is tired and they are fed up, it's your job to try and inject that energy. That's why you need this energetic sandwich. You need to kickstart with something a bit more oomph at the start and a lot more at the end. Yes, you should be evaluated on what you constructively feedback on. That's why you ignore the obvious and choose some quality points to focus on. However, if the judge isn't listening to you, it doesn't matter if you've got great content, you've lost it already. Okay? So, I have one little test for you. I would like you to try and start this speech, not this one. I want to start in the middle. I want to start this speech. How would you, knowing this title, how can you start your speech, your evaluation speech, energetically? This title was my title for my district final. Mission Impossible. For the first 10 seconds, how would you kick off and give me an energetic sandwich to start with?
Mission Impossible. I have just heard Chih mention about his speech. Well, from the speech, I got the message that, in fact, I am possible. It is very uplifting, a motivational speech, obviously. But your skills.
Okay. And how would you end? How would you end?
The great tips for Chih today make the mission impossible for me. I would say, finally, I can confidently say, I am possible in next contest.
And I will grab Jane. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jane, same exercise. I want an energetic sandwich. And I want this, and this is the title of your speech. Does it look familiar? Okay. So have a think. How can you, if you're evaluating your own speech, how can you kickstart and draw their attention to you? Maybe using the title of this speech as a theme.
I believe that if I can be a good ESCO in Toastmasters, I can be a good sales and good communicator and a Chih champion in my career.
Thank you. Okay. Good. There's nothing difficult about this. Just take the title. If you lose inspiration, just take the title and you get. How would you finish? If this was an evaluation speech, how can you take the title, the theme of the speech, and end with some energy?
Just as mentioned in the speech, sweat more in the practice and then bleed less in the battles.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. The takeaway here is I would like all of you to start thinking about when you are given an evaluation speech, yes, give us the feedback. Try your best to perform and add a little bit more energy to uplift the audience. Right. I need one more friend. And what's my time, my friend here? What's my time at the moment?
31 minutes.
Right, I'm going to give this, I'll make this a bit quicker. I'm going to choose, who would like to help me? Who would like to give me a hand whilst I rearrange this? Something. 5 seconds. I would like to pick a male. Cyrus! Yes! How fitting to end the journey with the president of Achievers. Last ingredient. Show it to the audience and read it to yourself. What is it?
International prepared speech.
Yes! I have given, in the last week, many tips on this already. And I've been very selective on what I did in order to... and what I did and risks I took in order to approach the contest. First ingredient, please, Cyrus. What does it say?
Humor.
What's the rest of it? Why do you think humour is not optional, Cyrus? What does this, when you see this, what do you think?
That is important. It's necessary.
Why is it so important?
Because it's the secret for us to read.
Why is humour so important, Fred? Humour. Why is it so important?
Wow, you attract people attention.
Thank you! Thank you! I picked a man who does it extremely well. Humour is very important because this creates likability off the bat. This creates positive emotion off the ball. No one dislikes a funny guy unless you're really, really tired. Okay? Humour is not optional. That's the first thing I focus on. Can you put that on? So when do you put humour in? When you're designing a 7-minute speech, when do you put the humour in? Who said that? Who said that? Alice. Yes! Indeed. Pack it at the front. And then you can be serious the next 6 minutes and 58 seconds. The reason is it effectively grabs the attention. So at the beginning, it's great. What's the next one? What does it say?
Say it again.
Yes! What was that?
Because
What was this?
say it again.
What? Again! Repetition is key. In a 7-minute speech, you could have amazing content. However, if you do not repeat yourself, the audience will not remember you. A good speech, and I've been told, is like a good song. And what does a good song have? A chorus that just goes again and again and again. In a good song, the chorus effectively gets repeated probably every 30 seconds. In a good speech, your punchline, your theme, your rhyming slogan, that is the beat that you need to play your tune towards. There are two types of speech. So, for example, for those who are familiar with the guy who said, "I see something in you, but I don't know what it is." So this was the previous world champion. But you don't have to keep, you have to ask, do I have to kind of come up with something that I would just keep repeating for the hell of it? Not really. You can start it, you can tell your story at the beginning, and then we hit the middle, introduce it. So when I designed my speech, the turning point was when my father gave me the words, promise creates possibility. And as soon as that was introduced, I made it my job to keep repeating it for the second part of the speech. So you don't have to take it from the beginning to the end. What I did from the beginning was I repeated the word impossible a lot. Impossible, impossible, impossible. Fine. Yeah. I repeated this a lot. For the first half, it was impossible this, impossible that, and then I moved on to promises create possibility. Promises create possibility. Promises create possibility. Drive it home. So that's what I mean by say it again. For time's sake, the last one.
I see you.
What does it mean?
I see you just mean that. Because like you see the audience.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
So the amount I practiced for my contests, I probably would have gotten into the ICU.
Yeah.
ICU. What does it mean? Literally, ICU. Literally, when you are designing your speech, you need to make sure you set expectation. You need to make sure your audience know there's something to see. When I began, for those who remember my speech, this is how I began. Impossible is a disease. You can tear the dreams apart. Done. I did that because I wanted to set an expectation to the audience. There's something to see. Keep looking at me. And what I did after that? Sorry to laughers. Everybody knows what's in Chih's pack. For some of you. So I made it my job to introduce something visual. I probably had more props in my district final contest speech than all of the contestants added together. My first prop was that piece of paper. My next prop was a bottle. My prop after that, if this works, doesn't matter. I shine the light at the camera. Chih, you're blinding me. Doesn't matter. My fourth prop was a diamond ring. The fifth prop was, what is that? Why did I do this? Why did I bring a bikini out in my speech? Do I really want to talk about bikini? Maybe.
Because it's attractive.
You're not half wrong.
It's interesting.
It shocked you. Shock factor. This was the risk I took. I took all of these objects out. Some people said to me, Chih, it's too much. My point was, it got the audience looking. They had their eyes on me. They wanted to listen and see me for 7.5 minutes. To me, these 5 props did its job. That's what I mean by I see you. Wherever it's going. I see you. This is what I mean. So if you can stick it back on the board for me, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay. We're at the end of the journey. Let's recap very quickly. Table topic speech. In order to, you need to avoid the preamble. Get stuck in. Role play. Create the energy as soon as possible. Force the message by basically telling the audience, for me, in case you're thinking, you're cornering yourself by shouting away. For me, you've got to give a message. And then for you, you reflect the message to the audience. Evaluation speech. Ignore the obvious. Choose 3 things in the back of your mind that you feel that you're really good at observing. And make sure you think not everybody will pick those 3 things. There's going to be some overlap, but this is the best chance you have to be distinct and avoid being the person that the judge has already heard in terms of your constructive feedback. 80-20 rule. Kick off very quickly, as the example I gave about Jay's speech. 40 seconds, no more. Your introduction. You give your energetic sandwich. That should last around 10 to 15 seconds. First good thing you saw, second good thing you saw, third good thing you saw. Boom, done. The next 2.5 minutes is all for you to gain the points. Energetic sandwich, as I mentioned, make it a performance because you want to be memorable. You want the audience, you want the judge to effectively want to keep listening to you, especially if you're 6th or 7th or 8th on the roster in the contest. International prepared speech. Humor is not optional. Every contest that has won has humor. It doesn't need to be belly laughs. Just needs to be a little smile. It's interesting. Good enough. Say it again. You need to repeat. As with any good song, there's a chorus. Make sure there's a chorus in your speech. And finally, I see you. Shock factor. Props can provide that. Up to you. You take the risk with that. This is an are the ingredients that I used in this season's contest. It's not necessarily your ingredients. However, have a think. Try something different this season. Try something that you haven't done before. And providing you keep trying something new, you will find the secret ingredients for you to be that champion. Okay? Thank you. We will do a 5-minute Q&A. Shall we?
Sure.
Can you help me moderate? Or whoever's standing?
5 minutes again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, open the floor if anyone wants to ask questions.
How could you find your materials for the humor part?
Okay. Humorous part. So for me, of course, I used objects in this case as an example. The other one would be I used a lot of exaggerations. I used a lot of exaggerations. So if by simple things, okay, I'll do this once. I did this once. I was selling bikinis for a part-time job. I was measuring this on people. I never did that. But this is the case of a little exaggeration on something just normal, a part-time job, and overplaying it can help. Okay? This happens a lot. Two summaries: the exaggeration, and take a simple thing, overplay it. Okay? Objects, a wacky object, helps. This is really hard. However, exaggeration is the best tip that I think everybody here can try and do a little bit more of. Thank you, Jennifer. Any other questions?
Chih, will you join the contest this time again?
Definitely not this one. and then think like this.
Why?
For the reason is I've shown you all my tricks. That's probably the truth.
Thank you.
It's fair, right? And yes, you had a question.
Sorry, could you elaborate a bit more on this 80-20 rule?
Yes. So the 20% is for the good stuff. For the motivational stuff, keep it 20% of the 3.5 minutes, 40 seconds. The rest of it, constructive feedback. That's what I mean. Constructive feedback. The stuff that they could be even better at. That's what I mean by the 80-20 rule. Because I see a lot of speeches in contests as a judge or as a contestant, and they go 50-50. That's their ratio. You just lost 50% of your time to something that's not being judged or not even being scored. That's what I mean by 80-20. Good question. Yes, Jessica.
Yeah, on the evaluation of 80-20, what if you can only find 80% and say 20% things?
Tough. Yeah, I guess. Okay. It's a tough one. That's the way to pad out the time. The way to pad out the time, if you can't think of too many constructive things to say, pad out the time by giving more examples. So every time you give a point, oh, the body language could be better, as an example. Well, how can you make your best? How can you improve the body language? Well, I think he could have started his story here, told the second story here, and the third story, tell it here, and take it back to the center. This eats up time. If you're afraid you don't have enough content, give another example. Oh, I think Jay could have give us a little dance in her speech earlier on, and that would make us even more excited. Dancing like this. The examples will help you to pad up the time and fill it up. Okay? If you lose inspiration, give more examples. That's my takeaway for you.